I'll make a couple points. One, we've talked very much about all three levels of government are critical here, and that I think is clear from the discussion, federal, state, local. We need to bust through these silos that are separating the agencies, so I think, and we've talked about that. This notion of revenue, the other idea that I think is quite striking about the conversation with America on this is we do need to bring it down to terms that people can understand, as Governor Schwarzenegger discussed. We're going to fix this road, this bridge. We're going to get your commute time down. We're going to allow your children to walk to school. And my home governor and friend, Deval Patrick, called for a 19-cent gas tax increase yesterday in Massachusetts, which is a big number. But he characterized it for the people of Massachusetts by pointing out that it would amount to about the cost of a large cup of coffee a week. Now, that's a really interesting way to communicate that notion to people. We need to get better at that. We need to go back to Governor Schwarzenegger's question of can we come up with a better term than infrastructure. We need to have a conversation with America around this. This is the critical framework of our society, whether it's roads and bridges or transit or sewers or water. And I think the citizens don't really understand what we're doing about it right now. And there needs to be a much more personal conversation. So I like the cup of coffee idea. There's something toxic about gas tax increases. People have fits over putting VMT charges on road use. But when you start to talk to America about, well, what this really means is a cup of coffee, I think we can get people to take seriously the need to step forward on this.
Governor,
and finally,
I'm sorry.
10 seconds. It says 10 seconds. I was a lawyer. I had to deal with this.
You can have another 10 seconds.
Thank you, Your Honor. The final thing is that I want us to think much more outside of the box, if to use a trite phrase. My favorite transportation goal of all in America is that every child should be able to walk to a library. Because that requires us to have centered communities. It requires walking safety. By the way, it requires broadband, because the walk to the library could be to their bedroom with a broadband access to the Google Library. So we need to think differently about these issues. Thank you.